Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into the channel today. Today we are going over infantry heroes, the kind of best combinations that you can have in the game, the skills that you should use with each of these heroes and why you should use them. We'll be diving into some of the talent specifics. We'll go over the mounts that you should use, the mount skills, the equipment, the whole 9 yards for all of the infantry heroes. If you're looking to watch some pikeman or archer hero videos, I will leave a link up here in the corner right now, so you can click on those and check those out. But without further ado, currently in the game, the best set of infantry heroes is Margit and Lagertha. And the reason that these guys are the best heroes in the game is from the bleed damage that they both do off of their first talent. And so once you end up ascending both of these, they will start inflicting bleed, and hand in hand, they increase the bleed damage dealt. And so when you combine these two together, they absolutely shred on the battlefield. I've seen infantry hero combinations that dominate pikeman heroes, which typically you don't see on the battlefield, but just because that combination in specific is so strong, that is why they are the best set of infantry heroes that you should use. When it comes to what kind of skills you should use, I like pairing First Strike with a lot of my infantry heroes, just so my rage is always redeveloping as quickly as possible, because a lot of these infantry heroes rely on the active skill that is dealt. So I want to try and inflict that active skill as much as possible. And so this guy doesn't have it, but I'm going to reference AQ because AQ has been dominating the leaderboard. She knows what is up when it comes to heroes. As you can see, this Season 2 that launches basic attack, if it's slow or bleeding, as you can see, it'll heal itself. So you want to try and pair these skills with the type of talents that the heroes have. So these two heroes in specific deal a lot of bleed damage, so you want to try and pair those up with bleed-specific skills. And so that's currently the best combination for infantry heroes in the game. Currently, what I use Herald and Rollo. That is my infantry combination, and it's okay. I would say it's probably the second best set if you don't have either of these two yet, like I don't. I would say that's definitely the best pair that you can make. Going down the list, Gregory is a solid one that every person should be able to unlock in the game. I would say he's probably one of the best infantry heroes if you're just starting out, or if you're going into KVK 1 or 2. But once you unlock these Season 1 skills, you're going to want to try and upgrade this guy. He definitely is the better out of the two, I would say. Unless you're going to pair him with Gregory, then you definitely want to use Hobart so you can double dip on the basic attack boosting damage. But the Bjorn, however you want to say it, I would definitely pair him up with someone like a Rollo or a Herald. He does okay with Gregory, but not as good as Hobart does. So when it comes to specific skills, here are the skills that I use on my infantry heroes. As you can see, here's that same Season 2 skill we saw earlier. And then this one also recovers rage. Like I was telling you, I like to recover my rage a lot, so I can try and have this guy, this 1,000 points, fill up as quickly as possible. And then so on my Rollo, which I unlocked during the Vikings matchup there, the little special event, this guy boosts basic attack damage and he deals direct damage. And so in combination, I did a bunch of testing, and it seems like these two do a lot better than using Gregory, which makes sense since they are later in the game. They should be better heroes. But if you're just starting out, Gregory, you can buy him every week in the clan shop. You want to make sure you're doing that from day one. You want to buy your weekly Gregory shards, because if you don't, you're going to be biting your thumb later on, because I never put any shards into Gregory because I could get them for free. And I just ascended him almost after an entire year of playing. So definitely start as early on as you can. Jens is another solid hero if you're just starting out. If you don't have Season 1 heroes unlocked, your main matchup is going to be Gregory and Jens. Those are going to be your two best infantry heroes to start out. You can absolutely pair one of them up with Ybor if you want, or you could pair them up with the infantry hero Cisia, but she is not anything amazing. If you think you're going to play the game for a long time, I'm just going to tell you straight up, try and focus on these legendary heroes, because the epic heroes later in the game really don't do anything compared to these higher up Season 3, Season X heroes. So if you don't have Season 1, Jens and Gregory. If you do have Season 1, I would pair up Hobart and Gregory. Or if you are deeper into the game and are starting to unlock Harold and Rollo, then you want to start pairing those guys up with Bajor. And then obviously once you hit Season 2 and Season 3, you're going to want to unlock these two. They don't seem like anything amazing at first, but once you have these two paired up together and you have them all the way ascended, they become the best infantry matchup in the entire game. So now, what do you do with your mounts? What should you do? Me specifically, when it comes to my infantry get targeted all the time because I don't have the two strongest heroes in the game, so people know they're a little weaker. So I try and match mine up with a lot of defensive stats. As you can see on the leaderboards over here, a lot of other people also pair their infantry heroes up with defensive mounts. This guy's got a split, and then for his other combination, he's also got another split. So I guess that's the best you can do for when it comes to the leaderboards. As you can see, this guy, he's got it full attack, but he's also got the best combination in the game. And then his other set, he's got health and health, which is an interesting matchup. But for me personally, I'm pushing defense. Basically, if you've got the strongest matchup, I would go with attack. If you have anything other than what's strongest to you available, I would go defense, just so you can try and be more tank-like when you're field fighting or reinforcing a building. So when it comes to skills, like I said, there are two different types of infantry heroes. If you're using the Season 2, Season 3 heroes, you're going to want to try and boost bleed damage as much as possible. And you're also going to want to recover as much rage as possible. If you're using anything else, the majority of these heroes are basic attack focused. So you want to try to boost basic attack as much as possible. Or for someone like Rollo, who deals a lot of damage when the troops are silenced, then I try and throw in something like Silencer that try to inflict silence as much as possible. So you just want to read the talents and try and match up the skills that are corresponding to those talents and boost that amount of damage. And as always, I highly recommend just going over to your leaderboard, see what everyone else is using, and just try and copy what they do, and you'll be all right. So if this video was helpful to you, I would really appreciate a sub down below. Like, comment, let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see in the future. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.